Hello everyone, welcome back to Favorite Trek Moments. Today we're going to be talking about the Next Generation episode from Season 3 called The Defector. There's some very important scenes in this episode, and one of the ones I'm going to focus on takes place between Captain Picard and the Romulan defector Admiral Jarok. Before we get into the scene itself, just a little bit of background. At the beginning of the episode, the Enterprise rescues this Romulan defector who claims to be a junior officer and warns of a secret Romulan base in the neutral zone that is being prepared for an invasion. And he wants to prevent a war between the Federation and the Romulan Empire. However, as the scene begins, it has been just revealed that this junior officer is an infamous Romulan admiral, and Captain Picard confronts him over his new identity.
You see, I'm just not convinced that you are telling the truth.
What must I do?
You must convince me.
Admiral Jarok explains that his goal is to maintain peace between the Federation and the Romulans. However, Picard is not convinced by this, and his proof brings up the Admiral's military record.
One world's butcher is another world's hero. Perhaps I am neither one.
And while the Admiral makes a good point, Captain Picard still presses him for more information, and basically, what can you offer us about the Romulans and their fleet and their plans if we really are going to go investigate this supposed secret base? However, Jarok insists that he will not betray his people.
You're a traitor! Now, if the bitter taste of that is unpalatable to you, I am truly sorry. But I will not risk my crew because you think you can dance on the edge of the neutral zone.
When it gets down to it, Admiral Jarok reveals the true motivation for his actions to come over to the Federation.
There comes a time in a man's life that you cannot know, when he looks down at the first smile of his baby girl and realizes he must change the world for her.
So Jarok confides that it was his daughter, and by extension, children as a whole, that would be affected by a potential war. The real reason he came over and wants to try to maintain peace. In his own words, he came not to destroy the Empire, but to save it.
We'll never see my child smile again. She will grow up believing that her father is a traitor. But she will grow up.
Now, this is a very noble sacrifice of the Admiral, in my opinion, which particularly resonates with me as a parent myself. And Captain Picard is starting to come around, but he insists that if he is going to go and investigate this secret base, which would require violating the neutral zone, he wants unequivocal cooperation. So the Admiral finally has to make the call. What's more important?
Admiral Jarok has provided me with the locations, strengths, and tactical plans of the Romulan fleet.
And the Admiral has made his decision. He'll do what would be considered a betrayal by the Romulan people because he thinks it's necessary to preserve the peace, which is vital importance for the preservation of his own family and other families like his. Captain Picard realizes this could still be a trap, but he has been convinced enough that he's going to send the Enterprise into harm's way, into the neutral zone, to examine this secret base that is supposedly on Nelvana 3.
Number 1, set course for Nelvana 3.
Now, when the Enterprise actually gets to Nelvana 3, It turns out that, yes, this is yet another Romulan deception. There's no base, but there are 2 cloaked warbirds waiting for the Enterprise. See, the Romulan government knew of Admiral Jarok's potential disloyalty and were feeding him false information, both to test his loyalty, and if he did defect, to be bait to lure the Enterprise into the neutral zone to be captured or destroyed. With some Klingon assistance, the Enterprise is able to escape unscathed. However, Admiral Jarok is devastated that he made this huge sacrifice for apparently no reason, and decides to take his own life as a consequence. However, despite this, he leaves behind a letter for his family. And when Data notes that he must have known there's no way that the Federation could deliver this letter, Picard reassures him that if there are other people with the bravery of Admiral Jarok, there might be a day when we can take his letter home. Now, despite the fact that this ended badly for Admiral Jarok, there was in fact a Romulan plot. However, Admiral Jarok's intentions were genuine, that he really wanted peace and was willing to make whatever sacrifices were necessary to make that happen. And this kind of optimistic outlook is something typical of classic Star Trek, and is severely lacking in some more modern iterations. And that's one of the reasons I really appreciate this episode, and this scene in particular. Thank you for joining me for this video. I hope you have a blessed day.